Behavior of a loaded wire. Behavior of a loaded wire. This behavior is studied by studying the stress and strain. The stress and strain. With the increase in stress, the strain will also increase. So E by L and F by A both will increase. As F by A increases, E by L will also increase. Physically, we have to understand that as the load mg is increased, the stress is increased. Then the increase in length E will also increase. The increase in length small e will also increase. So E by L increases. So as F by A increases, E by L will also increase. A relation exists between the increase of F by A and E by L. This relation is studied like this. From Hooke's law, stress is proportional to strain. This is only possible only up to a maximum stress. This relation is valid up to a maximum stress, up to certain load. And thereafter, the wire exhibits elastic property. The wire exhibits elastic property, but stress will not be proportional to strain. Stress will not be proportional to strain. This property is exhibited up to another load, up to a maximum of another load. If we increase the load further beyond this value, then the elastic property is exhibited partially. That means after removing the load, the wire will not regain its original length, but it attains a length slightly higher than the original length, slightly greater than the original length. Then by increasing the load further, E by L becomes very large for a small increase in stress. For a small increase in stress, the strain will be very large. This property is exhibited up to another value of stress. Thereafter, even without increasing any stress, there will be a predominant change in strain. The wire gets elongated on its own without any further stress, increase in stress. This is the behavior of a loaded wire. This behavior is studied by drawing a graph between stress and strain. By drawing a graph between stress and strain, this behavior of the wire is studied. We use certain terms in studying the relation between stress and strain. The maximum stress up to which stress is proportional to strain is known as proportional limit. The maximum value of stress up to which stress is proportional to strain is known as proportional limit. And the maximum value of stress up to which elastic property is present is known as elastic limit. Elastic limit. And thereafter, the state of the wire is termed as permanent set. Permanent set. It will have the maximum and minimum stress. That stress is known as yielding point. Lower yielding point, upper yielding point. Like this we study permanent set. Thereafter, the increase takes place by increasing the stress. The maximum stress up to which the elongation is present is known as ultimate tensile strength. Ultimate tensile strength. Thereafter, for a decrease for certain value of stress, the wire breaks. It is known as breaking limit. Breaking limit. The value of breaking limit will be less than the ultimate tensile strength. Ultimate tensile strength. The relation between stress and strain is studied using a graph. A graph is drawn taking stress on y-axis and strain on x-axis. Strain E by L is taken on x-axis and stress F by A is plotted on y-axis. Then you will get a curve that is indicated by OA, B, C, D, E. The curve OA, B, C, D, E represents the stress-strain relation. On this graph, I have indicated points A, B, C, D, E corresponding to different limits. Corresponding to different limits of stress, I have indicated the points A, B, C, D, E. The stress corresponding to A The stress corresponding to A is indicated with S1. The stress corresponding to B is indicated with S2. The stress corresponding to C is indicated with S3. The stress corresponding to D is indicated with S4, and the stress corresponding to E is indicated with S5. So S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, they represent the values of stress corresponding to A, B, C, D, E. Now let us go on study these limits. The names of the limits: S1 is proportional limit, S1 is proportional limit, S2 is elastic limit, S2 is elastic limit, S3 is lower yielding point, S3 is lower yielding point, and S4 is ultimate tensile strength, ultimate tensile strength, and S5 is breaking point, breaking point. These are the names given to the different stages of stress. So on the graph, A is proportional limit, A is proportional limit, B is elastic limit, B is elastic limit, C is yielding point, C is yielding point, D is ultimate tensile strength, ultimate tensile strength, and E is breaking point. E is breaking point. Now let us try to analyze the graph. The region from O to A, it is known as Hooke's law region. That means for any stress corresponding to a point between O and A, Hooke's law is obeyed. Corresponding to a stress corresponding to any point on OA, for any stress corresponding to a point between O and A, Hooke's law is obeyed. So this region is known as Hooke's law region. O to B is known as elastic region. For any point between O and B, for any stress corresponding to a point between O and B, the wire exhibits elastic property. The wire exhibits elastic property. So OB is known as elastic region. And the region between A and B is termed as permanent set. The region between B and C is known as permanent set. The region between B and C is known as permanent set. That means the wire will not attain its original length when the stress is deforming stress is removed. Deforming stress is removed. The region between A and B, it does not obey Hooke's law, but it is elastic region. It exhibits elastic property, but Hooke's law is not obeyed between A and B. Yielding takes place between the region C and D. For any stress between C and D, there will be large increase in stress corresponding to the strain. And between the region DE, even without increasing any stress, the wire elongates. The wire elongates without any increase in stress between the region D and E. If the stress region between B and D is large, if the stress region between B and D is large, such a material is said to possess the ductility property. The ductility property. The material with this property, it will be useful in making thin wires. It can be elongated. So it is useful in making thin wires. So compared to elastic limit, the ultimate tensile strength should be very large. Such a property is known as ductility. Such property is exhibited by copper, aluminum, lead, gold, silver, iron, etc. These materials, they exhibit this property. Elastic fatigue. Elastic fatigue. When a wire is repeatedly strained, it loses its elastic property temporarily. There is a temporary loss of elastic property due to repeated straining of a wire. This property of the material is called elastic fatigue. Elastic fatigue. Even if it is strained under elastic limit, the material loses its elastic property. After some time, the wire breaks. Instead of elongation, the wire breaks if it is repeatedly strained. Because of this property, we can break a wire by repeatedly bending it. By giving rest for some time, it regains its elastic property. It regains its elastic property if some rest is given.